Hello! Look, there's loads of me. Welcome, decision-making gangsters. Elliot here. Got my heated jacket on. Got big bags under my eyes. Not really sure why I'm so tired. But today, what we are focusing on is how did I end up here? What decisions and events landed me where I am today, wanting change, desiring change, perhaps unsatisfied with where I'm at? I'm assuming you are unsatisfied with where you are at because most people who want to make change are. That's the cause for change. So what is this? What is this complete mess? Well, if I zoom out, it's a timeline. We are looking for what big decision and big event, and if you're feeling extra fruity, more than one decision and event, led you to where you are today. In order to move forward, like why would you care about what decisions got you where you are today if all you want to do is change what happens tomorrow? Well, great question. I'm just going to check my notes. Essentially, we need to get you out of your own way. You probably know what you should do, what you want to do. You probably know what some of the steps are that you need to take in order to get what you want, in order to find balance and have a challenging career. So what we need to figure out is what's stopping you do that. Why the hell am I not getting on and doing it? Well, that's why we need to look back a little bit. We need to analyze your past decisions and the gremlins of your past, so that as we work together to make a lot of change over the next 6 months or few months, you can hopefully not fall foul of the same traps, the same gremlins that you did before, that got you to where you are now. What got you here will not get you there. So, what old patterns of behavior got you to where you are now so that you can become aware of them so as to avoid repeating them as you're making change in the future? So imagine this. Imagine you're being pressured to spend extra time doing boring assignment at work or working with a boring client that doesn't interest you and won't give you any extra reward or recognition. Just imagine that instead of having a moan to whoever will listen on a Sunday evening before the working week starts, you're actually relieved to realize that you can just say no. Prioritizing yourself is a lot easier when you understand what self-doubts and gremlins caused you not to say no before. It's pretty good, that, wasn't it? I wrote that earlier and I can't remember it off by heart. Okay, so we know why we're doing it. We know what the results will potentially be. And you kind of know what you're doing fundamentally. You can see up at the top here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Watch the vid, identify at least one big decision and one big event that got you to where you are now, and then answer all of these questions on the left, or the right, sorry. Answer these questions on the right, and then these questions on the left for each decision and event. You can see, if I zoom in here, we've got a mind map for the decision. Questions like, what led to the decision? And then that's broken down into what external factors led to the decision, what internal factors led to the decision. External being, pressure from outside, moved house, got a new boss, whatever. Internal factors being, for example, I really felt motivated to make a change because of X, Y, Z. I felt afraid that this might happen. I've again filtered this down into opportunities versus dangers. So what external opportunities led you to make the decision? What external dangers led you to make the decision? Now, the really important thing in here is don't get stuck on any question. I've put this in the tips. You don't need to answer every single question. I would only expect you to answer kind of a third to a half, because if an answer doesn't arrive for you, doesn't appear for you within 10 or 15 seconds, move on. Leave it and move on. It means there's nothing valuable there for you. I don't want you to sit here and stress and scrutinize each question and think about the answers, because that won't really lead to something very honest, and it will also take you forever. So Just take it as it comes. See what comes up, move on after 15 seconds. So we've got a little hindsight section, we've got describe your emotional state, etc. All pretty self-explanatory. When you come over to the left-hand side, this is when we're looking for real rapid fire, right? I've got this reminder here. So looking for you to remember how you were thinking at the time you made the decision, or in the case of the event down here, how you were thinking during that period in time. So you place yourself in the eyes of the person making that decision or during the time of that event, and then just answer these questions real quick. What were you thinking at the time that wasn't true or correct in hindsight? Okay, I can't think of it. Nothing's coming up. Right, I'm moving on to the next one. What were you assuming about yourself? I was assuming that I had to be successful in order to be impressive to eventually find a partner, for example. What was I assuming about others? No, nothing's coming up. Where were you staying inside your comfort zone? Right, well, I was definitely afraid to fail, so I didn't ask for a promotion. That kind of thing, right? And then this second part, again, rapid fire. Put yourself in the mind of your former self, so of the version of yourself that made that decision. What were you thinking at the time? And then just finish these sentences, right? I should, they should, and again, if nothing comes up, move on. But for example, I should maximize the amount of money I'm earning. I have to save a lot of money now in order that I can enjoy the future. I need to land this project or get this client or else. My career is far more important than anything else in life, or my career is the least important thing to me right now. My well-being is not that important, etc. Okay? And the event part is pretty much the same. So why, you know why we're doing this, you know what we're doing, you know you just have to answer the questions. Like I say, 20 to 30 minutes required. If it takes longer than that, I mean, if you're still enjoying it after that, crack on if you think it's still giving you something. But if you get to 30 minutes and you're struggling through it, stop. Let it go. Maybe come back to it. Maybe actually just write down in this orange box, why am I struggling? What question do I need answered? What do I want to ask Elliot in order to move on with this? It might even be, why are you making me do such a boring and useless exercise? That is valid. We will discuss that in our session. Another thing, your answers don't have to be perfect. You don't have to smash it. There's no perfection. It's just progress. We will discuss and dissect what's going on in our next coaching session. So after you've done part 2, identified the decision, and then done part 3, answered the questions in the mind map, the final thing to do is to just answer these 3 questions here to summarize your learning, your new understanding. And that's it. We will then go through the answers in our session. So good luck. Message me with any questions. Please do fill in this most important, the number 1 question, so that I can ensure that you're getting the most out of this exercise and it stays relevant and useful in the future. And looking forward to chatting soon.